Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Small Infants. Episode number 13. Held up fingers in such a in a way that looked like you were ensorcering me to understand that you're not giving me information. Just like,
Because I was gonna put numbers up and then I forgot to make fun of me for having numbers. So I have to remove it.
yeah. But after a brief hiatus due to a lot of things happening, we are back. We are in Chris because of life happening. The best of us are here. I'm ready to go. Right. Thank you, Maddie, for collaborating for doing this episode. Silently sitting there, at least protecting and entertaining this early Sunday morning. It's still Monday morning for me.
All right, you just said we're here, and I hasn't heard. We're
Not wrong.
It's accurate. So, last left off, the team of just Horizon Seekers,
Horizon Seekers.
the Horizon Seekers, which I think is a better name. But Horizon Seekers just completed their maiden crawl under their new name. With some difficulty, they took a flight. Some unknown, but the crawl was completed. You are ushered out through the exit door once the scepter is accepted into its little delivery slot. And as the cheering of the crowd that was already a little bit muted kind of dies down, the five of you are being led back through the little catacombs of the backstage of the next crawl arena, which are always quite windy and maze-like, towards where your dressing room has been. The cheering dies down, and you begin to hear some announcements being made, and between each team, there's always a brief intermission as they're setting up the next team that took their rest. The smell of grass permeates through what is otherwise a really manufactured corridor that's turning back around the entire stadium. You feel it kind of go underground as it digs down into the park, where there's a maintenance tunnels for moving through the park to make it a little bit easier. And soon, even the announcement and ambient crowd noise dies down, and all that's left, the five of you and your little liaison who's leading you quietly. And how are you all feeling in this moment?
the point.
I think Dot is not letting himself get caught up in the post-game victory or losses, but is instead already starting to think through what the lessons learned here were and what we should start thinking about prior to going into the next game. So he's got his mental checklist going on in his head, where he's basically replaying sort of where we could have beefed some things up.
Yeah, you are all healed as soon as you come off, as you always are. What about the other two? How are you feeling about what was a somewhat subdued finish to your crawl?
Teddy's kind of looking the others, kind of eyeballing. I think first kind of looks over Duck, and then we'll kind of scan quickly over Milo, and then Zephyr, and then finally Ron. In that kind of like, all right, it's half how bad should I feel about this, because definitely got the vibes that something went not as good as it could have, but isn't quite certain what they should have done differently right at this point. And so it's kind of half how bad should I feel about this, and also does anybody need like a slight distraction? The come over, elbow bump, start talking about something sort of interaction.
And Zephyr.
I think Zephyr is just, even though she didn't really get hurt, she is just so frustrated at herself for things just not working and just feeling like she didn't contribute in a super helpful or impactful way in this crawl, even though they did succeed. Just feeling a little like maybe having a little bit of a maybe Elliot was right. Uh-oh. Kind of that spiral starting.
Mm.
How concealed is this? Should I run an insight?
Uh,
I mean,
I think you roll insight, but it's more difficult because Zeph is overall a little bit. It's hard to read Zeph in general because she's just gone through a significant breakup, so it's not necessarily easy. But roll insight if you are interested. I think it's probably hard to tell in this moment, in this kind of like, it's very fluorescent light, like backstage at a stadium kind of vibes here. It feels very concrete and closed, and it's quite hard to tell what people are feeling in the immediate moment. As you're being led through in front of the group, as you're going back to, I mean, you don't really know. I guess you do know where you're being led through because you've been led this way before. But you see the familiar kind of entrance to the room that was yours, that you were like kind of set up in as a green room. And there's a pair of people kind of leaning, one drumming their fingernails against the wall a little bit anxiously, and the other a tall man with dark hair and a very pale kind of countenance, leaning far more comfortably. And you all recognize that the more anxious-looking one, without any need for insight, even Zephyr notices the anxiety of this, is Duck's old friend, Thomas Riley Ridley. Thomas Ridley Riley Jr. TRR Jr.
TRRJ.
Yeah, the opposite of
Yep.
J.R.R. Tolkien. That's how we should
Yep.
always remember it. Jolkien,
Oh.
Rolkien, Rolkien, Tolkien.
Duck will like give a little wave and a smile.
He gives a slight grimace before the taller man steps forward and says, I was encouraged by our rookie to come watch your team since we had an off week.
Hmm?
And he kind of looks at Thomas and says, but everyone has crawls they'd sooner forget, and he kind of does not regard Duck really more than anybody else, and steps forward to Ron because he's probably much closer to Ron's age. He's like early 30s, and he says, "We're going to be drinking at the Elven Queen later, if you're interested." And he kind of like passes you a essentially a VIP pass with the Elven Queen emblazoned on it in like it's like cloth and it's like embroidered, but feel no pressure to come. And he like claps you on the shoulder in quite a camaraderie way, which is off-putting given that he's traveling with someone that's such a little shit.
Yeah, I'll thanks. I appreciate it. Not sure we might do some, but I'll keep it in mind. I might make it.
He nods and gives you a smile that is on the surface at least very like sympathetic of like I've been there, I've had bad trolls. And then he clicks his fingers at Thomas like he's a dog. And Thomas immediately falls into step beside him. And they
Teddy
all-
also will, like, as he's headed out, say, you know, like, just kind of acknowledge the guy that he met and doesn't know that there is any sort of friction with whatsoever.
Yeah, Thomas nods friendlily at you, Teddy.
Yeah.
Zephyr has made a
In
face
a, like,
in the background.
but then your room awaits you. The liaison says, if you would like anything, let me know as before. There's a button to call me. There is a they've updated the feed into the room, so if you would like to watch any of the previous crawlers or the current ones as they go, feel free. You also don't have to stay. The awarding of prizes and the like is tomorrow morning, so if you wish to leave, you are free to do that as well. Please just arrive back here at 8:45 tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you
Then-
so much.
Yeah, he bows like he's always very respectful. All of your liaisons are always very respectful. And you are left to your own devices. Milo is particularly quiet during like this time, mainly because I don't want to step on Chris's toes about how Milo is actually reacting, but also because Milo has had those feelings of not being like useful enough in the past, and I think he's probably a little bit stuck in that mode. So we can flash back to how Milo is feeling when Chris is here.
Okay, team. Let's take a minute. Let's take a deep breath, and then let's like talk about how we felt about what happened out there. Deep breath.
Teddy very obediently takes a very deep breath, like very good breath control because dance and lots of aerobics. So it's one of those moments where he's like just eyeballing you as he just like takes a deeper and deeper and deeper breath.
And out.
In
Teddy's still breathing in.
the moment of the breath that you are taking, like in the moment of that decompression that Duck are leading, Zephyr, your phone, which was probably in this room, like goes off for like a message tone, and then before you can even get to where it is, it's gone off a second time, and then a third time,
Who on earth? I will open my phone and look at it, see who's been messages in the text or like a call.
A text. Much like real 2025, nobody really calls phones, like, unless it's for business. But you've just got like 4 or 5 messages already from people that are your fans, and you're like not fans, but like closer people that actually know you, Taylor and her daughter and stuff like that. Your like contact at Barriox and stuff that are like essentially, hey, like, it's okay. Don't worry about, like, you'll get them next time. That kind of support, like, in the moment of feeling failure is essentially the most hollow thing that you could get. Like,
Yeah.
4 or 5 of those already.
Yeah, I just turn off my phone entirely. I just shut it down.
Sure.
I kind of
Okay, everyone.
lay it on the table a little bit.
I think Duck doesn't notice that this is happening and is about to start, like, trying to get everybody focused again. So first, we don't know how the other teams did.
Huck, do you want to roll an insight check? Because you are, like, you have led a team that has done poorly before. Do you want to roll an insight check to kind of see what this team might need, rather than just go ahead with what your plan is? I'm happy for you to go ahead with your plan anyway, but I will let you make an insight check on the team if you prefer. So I guess what I want is from Teddy, Zephyr, and Ron in that order to give me like a 1 out of 10 on how you will respond to a positive like debrief right this second. Starting with Teddy.
Eddie, I think you know enough. I know it's a 1 out of 10, but like, it's you know
You can
enough
give
about
more
Teddy that
information. I just
yeah.
wanted to.
Okay. You know, like, you know, for Teddy, it's like a 5. Teddy's gonna go along with it, and will probably like back you up and maybe like violate the spirit a bit a little, like he's doing with breath, but isn't going to. It's not really going to affect Teddy one way or the other.
Zephyr, how do you feel about a positive style debrief in this moment?
3. Not good.
Run.
3 being not good.
Or 2. 2.
Okay, 2.
I don't know.
We're going with 5 being like completely unaffected. Is that what?
Yeah, 5 is Run's normal state about
Okay.
things, I think.
Yeah, I would say maybe a 4. And in the sense that like 17 is pretty good. I will tell you that like the main issue is like timing. You know that Ron like not review.
So, Dirk, I think for you, there's this moment where you're like, you are a person that has been in a team that has been really, really, like, historically unsuccessful, historically bad. So the immediate like pep talk is a thing that works differently on a team that is expecting failure versus a team that so far has been excellent and is expecting excellent. And you feel that kind of vibe in the room, and your natural like leadership kind of however you wish to interpret the answers that were given. But you do have that moment of, oh, maybe being super positive right now is not good timing wise. But go ahead.
Well, I think what I was, and perhaps I don't play Duck effectively enough for this to come across well, but the intent of the speech that we can abstract through that Duck did want to give was, we shouldn't be spending too much time sitting here licking our wounds. Because that doesn't help us get prepared for the next thing. And we can take the time we need, like, for the next couple of hours, but we need to make sure that we return with heads clear to start making a plan to, like, make sure that we can leave even the crawls that we don't do well on feeling good about ourselves and that we did everything that we could.
Okay, yeah, I think we can take that and extrapolate it into a longer like duck speech, because I would be in awe of you being able to
I would like to hear the
give that
speech,
speech.
or at least
If you
roleplay version,
if you can
Yeah.
if that's
if you
okay.
can give the pragmatic speech
in the headspace that I'm understanding the overview.
Yeah, that it's more pragmatic than like positive for the sake of positivity. If you have a speech, I would also like to hear it. I just know that's hard to do speeches off the top of your head.
I say everything that I did, but in the duck voice.
That's fine.
Yeah, you did a good job of like saying that I'm going to abstract it and then hit some pretty high notes. But yeah, I think it does come off more the pragmatic. It's a very adult speech, actually. I think it's not a very like youthful, exuberant speech. It's a very like been there, done that kind of speech. Do you want to roll
Yeah.
persuasion to see how good the speech is? I'll give you advantage because you did describe it very well. It's a good speech.
Yeah, we kind of, Ron will and pretty much, I know you rolled well. Pretty much, he's gonna like let out a big sigh. And says, "Listen, Duck, I'm not saying you're wrong, but why are you telling us this? You know, like I don't feel like most of the time. I get it. You're peppy all the time. Not everybody's like that, and I get that. I don't think that you don't understand that per se, but I feel like you wanna continue living out like this, like, oh, I'm giving the pep talks, and I just don't always feel like, like I do the training with Teddy, and like we do all the stuff, like the paperwork stuff with Zeph, and then you give the pep talks, and it's just a little bit. What do you want your role to be exactly? Just like you just want to give
Curious.
pep
What's
talks.
Ron's
I
What's
think
Ron's passive
I'm a-
insight?
I Ron's passive insight.
Yeah, I'm very curious just for a moment, or even passive perception.
His passive perception is 3. His passive insight is a 0. I do not have high wisdom.
So
Okay.
10.
Yeah, sorry. That's what a plus.
Oh,
I have a
11,
Yeah.
plus
but,
0.
11.
I'm like, you have a minus.
Yeah, I have
yeah.
a minus 10
Okay, so-
to
passive insights.
Well, that was possible.
Probably
Sorry.
probably everybody with like a I would say a 10 or higher. Like I feel like that situation wherever a passive inside of 10 or higher. Like you're watching like Teddy kind of like side eye Ron, and then when Teddy's name gets mentioned in this explanation, Teddy just is like he's like there's this full stiffen up and kind of like that slight step back and out of the circle of conversation as Teddy is cited in this.
Yeah, I don't think
like full of grimace.
Ron's
teeth
not paying
together,
attention to anybody
looks
else except
back.
for Doug.
Yeah. No, it's not
Ron-
a thing that Teddy is thinking to transmit to other people.
And
It's just a
out of game.
oh god.
Ron is being an asshole, and I understand that. Just so we're clear.
Yeah, no, I figured you did.
Mm.
I mean, I think we're all just trying to be teammates, man. You know? And if there's something that I'm not contributing, then I'm happy to hear it. Do you want me to help more with the paperwork? I'm not an expert at it, but I'm happy to learn to help.
Oh, that's not what I'm saying. I just like given the team captain's speech, but we have a team captain. I mean, like, you know, that's what I'm trying to say, I guess. Like, a lot of the time, no offense, you're doing stuff with the company friends, and that's fine. And I'm not saying we don't train together. I'm just saying, like, you want to be the team. Is that what you're angling for? No. I don't know. Maybe
man,
I'm just
I'm not angling
frustrated
for-
about the, you know, and that's possible.
Yeah, and this is like why it's like important for everyone to like take a step back, take a deep breath, because what we can't do is start pointing fingers and saying we did bad because of XYZ or because of you did this and you did that. If there's something you want me to do different, I'm again happy to hear it. But we have to communicate about these sorts of things.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because you're so much younger than me, but it just feels a little bit weird for me to hear this speech like from you. If that makes sense.
Well, who do you want to hear it from?
I don't know. Like, I you know, I want to point people out. Maybe I just don't want to hear this speech. I guess. No. And like those assholes came over here and you know they're being all fake nice to us. And you're just here like smiling and waving. And I don't get it, man. I really just I don't get it.
Well,
I mean, but he
they're gonna be
I did
jackasses.
smile and wave, okay? You didn't
They're gonna be.
Eddie just kind of you didn't just smile and wave, Duck. That's I get that you're saying you're not in the right space for this, and that's fair, but it wasn't just smile and wave. Like I've been through those too, right?
You know, something I've learned going through being an athlete on a team that I'm not gonna like. I'm not hiding the fact we lost a lot. We lost more than we won. We lost every game except one. And that gives people permission to be a dick to you. It really does. And they're going to do that regardless of how you respond. And at some point, you just got to learn that you can't let that affect who you are and how you want to enjoy the game. You just got to let it roll off like water off a duck's back, you know? So I'm going to be nice to him. Because that's what I want to be. And he can respond however he wants. And I'm going to be nice, and I'm going to try to make sure that we have positive energy going into these games, because I think that does us better than going in with a negative energy. And if that's going to make you feel like shit, then I can't control that. I just know that win or lose, I get to go play a game. And if I only want to play the ones that I win, then that's going to be so much less gameplay. You know?
From wherever
Yeah.
Milo is just obliviously hiding, He says, not obliviously fighting, but he's kind of just faded to. He says, "How many losses did it take before you were picked to be that team's captain?"
I
Because I think
picked up.
I'm going to take a liberty with Milo and say that he waits to the moment that you're about to respond and then interrupts you, and says, "Because I think what Ron's saying is it doesn't feel earned with us."
I haven't given myself a team captain title. I'm just given.
Yeah, but like, I've worked with a lot of people who like, there are people who want to leaders. Sometimes they come into the space and or they've been a leader and they come into the space and they're still being a leader, but not everybody isn't like that yet. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, and I don't mind. If everybody else is on board with it, like I'll get with the program, but I'm just not feeling it right now. So I'll take your advice. I'm going to circle back. I'm going to come back to this later. I guess what I'm trying to say.
Milo says, "It's a thing that maybe we can drink about it today and think about it tomorrow."
Yeah.
I like the way you think, Milo.
You know what?
Teddy gives you the point, the voting point.
Let's take up this fucking VIP bullshit and let's try to drink all their alcohol. I think that's what I want to do right now. And then tomorrow,
I wouldn't.
whatever. Like we'll
Not angling for you to decide that, but
we'll figure everything out.
Yeah, like it'd be pretty cool to hang out with Ridley some more.
Oh yeah.
yeah, Ridley is what you'd call him if you were last naming him. That's right, because it's his first last name. Okay. Ridley
Awful.
Wright. Yeah, so you're not beholden to being here. And as you're all like getting run, it takes you forever to get out of your armor as always. The curse of plate. But I need somebody to roll me a D100.
I got it.
Yeah,
Empty
on your
fit.
way out, you see a couple of people that like cheer and hold up signs. There's a person that's got a hand drawn like 2-person sign. That's a duck with a baseball bat. But they're pretty subdued, and there's not that many of them as you head out into the night. You arrive at the well, you probably need to drive to the Elven Queen, so you arrive at the bus to drop you
Jesus.
12
Forgot
blocks
about
away.
our bus.
And Mira is oblivious, really, or acting oblivious to whatever you've just been through, and is like, "All right, you need a lift somewhere?" The Elven Queen. You look down at the thing, and you find yourself outside the Elven Queen. It's like the best way to describe it is that on the bottom floor, it's like a bar with like a courtyard. And then the higher up you go, the more it becomes like Prohibition era speakeasy vibe. And then the rooftop is the VIP area, and by the time that you're up there, it's like all of the waiters are wearing fedoras and suspenders, and all of the drinks are cocktail names named after like famous different like gangsters and stuff. you get it there. It's not necessarily that they are like the VIPs that are in this area. It's just a VIP area that they are afforded access
Right.
to, and you see immediately a group of 7 people. The man that you met, who spoke to you, Ron, and Thomas Ridley Riley Jr. Kind of standing next to each other, and then there's a group of like 5 others that are milling around different versions of gin-based cocktails in most of their hands. As you come up, the VIP area does essentially give you free, like, standard drinks and cocktails you have to pay for. And Milo like cuts through the minimal
Oh.
crowd and is already
Free.
like halfway to the. It's free if you want to just drink beer. But if
Or like
you
the
want to
like
order
the
cocktails,
Right. Yes.
yeah.
beer or like whiskey on the rocks
One
is
co-
free.
Yeah.
But if you want to have a cocktail, they've got flair bartenders. So like most of the time, people are ordering like particular things. Milo has cut through and like kind of whispers to each of you asking what you want to drink. On the way through before he's already like halfway to the bar by the time any of you haven't really blinked. Does anyone have a particular drink order, or anybody just let Milo pick their drink for them?
Somebody does not let Milo pick their drink.
Ron.
Zephyr considers asking for just a fucking Long Island iced tea and then goes, no, I should not do that. This wasn't that bad. And regress her drink to be just a mojito.
Okay.
Requests.
I mean, if you want to get to Long Island, I'll carry you back.
Just Ron requests 2 beers.
Yeah.
Sure. Yep. Duck, are you having a drink?
Duck is having Powerade.
Sure, okay. Your own Powerade that you brought from the bus. There was a moment where they weren't going to let you in, but then whenever somebody flashed the VIP pass thing, they're just like, well, whatever. And Teddy.
Teddy probably just isn't taking a beer. So like there's like this long like look at all the like fancy frou drinks and then that much sugar.
Milo comes back with with 3 beers and puts them on the table for Ron, and Teddy. Or hands them to Ron and Teddy while you're like making your way over to wherever, and then heads back. And we'll come back with whatever their closest thing to mojito is, because they don't do all of their cocktails are bespoke fancy cocktails. They don't do just like a mojito. They might do on lower floors. But are you going to just find a table to sit at or to stand at? There's no seats up here. Are you going to make your way over to those that invited you?
I just want to.
I mean, Teddy won't hesitate to go visit the others.
I just want to drink free alcohol. Ron chugs the first beer.
I don't know how you do
The
that.
beer is good.
Chug.
Duck is doing his normal go around the room, rub elbow sort of routine. But I would prefer to recuse myself from maybe roleplay for the next 5 minutes.
Sure, that's fine. The drink that Milo brings back for you, Zephyr, is pretty much a mojito. It's like fancier. It's got like a lot of garnish on it that seems largely unnecessary. And when you drink it, it tastes like a slightly worse mojito. But he is carrying a like wooden bowl with a lid on it that's like a salad bowl. And when he puts it down on the table and unlids it, it like unseals, like he's unsealing the Ark of the Covenant, and just dry ice and smoke spills out. Uh,
On
and he's
Earth?
like, "I asked for a whiskey."
Are you sure you asked
And
for a whiskey?
yeah, he
Sometimes
looks into it, and it's just like a like a whiskey with a bunch of fucking smoke all over it.
how they make them.
So it's $33.
That's why I'm drinking beer.
But he does drink his bowl of his salad bowl whiskey. Teddy, you make your way over to Thomas Ridley Riley Jr. and his theoretically team. He like holds up a hand in greeting. Before kind of he shrinks back a little bit, like the version of him that you met was very like king of his domain on the dance floor. But this is very like new kid with a bunch of cooler kids.
Yeah.
And roll a d4.
Cool.
We'll see which one of them chooses to engage with your approaching.
4.
You see quite slight like woman who said, "Who's your friend, Squid?" to Thomas. And then turns to you, and she's got huge eyes, like non-human level huge eyes. Like, well, I mean, you're
like-
a tiefling, so tiefling
Yeah.
huge eyes.
Yeah. Teddy's not.
In this universe, Disney princesses are based off tieflings that have the huge eye permutation.
Yep.
So she has Disney eyes. And she's like, "Oh, it's the dancer." And she like, you blink and she has ducked under the table and is standing on your side of the table. It's like a high table. And she extends her hand to you.
Teddy will shake her hand without hesitation. Yeah, Teddy, when I'm not crawling.
She smiles at Irene. And
Nice to meet you.
inclines her head while also doing a little curtsy. And you see that she's wearing a very billowy, like, could be dress, could be a pantsuit. She like flays it out into a little curtsy.
Teddy will kind of echo kind of that sort of half bow sort of curtsy thing, and we came here straight from the crawl, or did we stop somewhere before? Are we still in our
You
crawl
stopped at
clothes?
your bus, which is like
You get
you
to
have
change
your
on the
clothes
bus, I
and stuff.
assume.
Like,
Okay, yeah.
you could have changed in your dressing rooms, but yeah, you definitely had time.
Okay, cool. Teddy has kind of dressed based on the fact that wasn't quite sure like how fancy this place would be, but it seemed like it was going to be based on the invitation and the VIP pass. Has kind of slightly dressed up, right? And so bow hat curtsies back and to the rest of them, kind of repeats Irene's name and then goes through the others' names and it's like, actually, sorry, I'm not. I didn't catch earlier. Is it Ridley or Riley?
His whole team kind of looks at him and chuckles, and then he's, "It's actually Thomas. Ridley is fine. My name is Thomas Ridley Riley."
And he like mouths that to
Tom is
himself.
also fine.
Okay, Tom.
The tall, very pale-skinned man that Ron spoke to is named Morgan. Then Irene is the quite slight, very billowy clothed woman. There's a bespectacled woman who's wearing like the Morpheus sunglasses, but they are spectacles. Pince nez, as I think they're called. And she is like idly reading what So even the dumbest of dum-dums is a spell book. Like at the table. She's wearing like it might actually look a bit like Zeph's outfit, where she's wearing something that drapes over the sleeves but has the big cutouts of shoulders, so it like shows off a lot of her shoulders and upper biceps and stuff. Where you can kind of see she has this is just a human, but she has like artistically cut scars all over her arms. And she's got like a really small vape pen in her mouth that she is masking the smell of with prestidigitation every time she takes a hit of it. And then and then the last one's just like a quite nondescript looking probably half elf. The wizard is introduced by Irene as oh my god, I almost just gave her the name of Maddie's character from the dungeon game. Is introduced to you as Thessa. And then the half elf is introduced to you as Grim.
The thin hair guy that Ron talked to is who?
Morgan.
Got it. Yeah, so Teddy does like that routine of like saying each of their names back to them out loud as they're introduced. Says, yeah, I just met Tom at that competition, but he knows one of my my teammates. Thanks for the invitation, by the way, Morgan. Place is nice.
Oh, no worries. Well, Squid here told us that we should come check out Horizon Seekers. You're you're an up and coming team, and we always like to check out the competition.
Yeah, that was like
But
second
everyone
run.
has
So,
hard days.
you know, I mean, truthfully, I didn't get banged up like I did my last run, so hard days. That wasn't quite quite as bad as getting. And he kind of like points at the part on the arrow, like where the arrow hit, getting my shoulder half blown off. So I'll take it.
Morgan kind of nods, but the wizard pipes up and says, typically a crawl where the tank does not get banged up does not go the way the crawling team wants.
Yeah,
So
it's that true, but I am finding the bright side. So Tom, and like there's a very deliberate sort of thing after the second time Tom is called Squid. There's like a very deliberate like Teddy takes their drink and moves to the side of the table that Tom is on, and like directs their next like question about like, you know, oh, so how did you get into crawling from dance, or is like dance the second thing for you? But like drops like the pitch of their voice so they're no longer talking to the whole table, and it's like I don't
Sure.
know if this person is being bullied by called Squid, but I don't like it.
The table of normal adults like allows you to have the privacy of talking with another adult, and kind of goes back to their own conversation. Make me a perception check. The Irene who had come and talked to you first, you notice out of the corner of your eye pouts a little and just like kind of leans backwards and then like reverse limbos back under the table to where she was next to the other two, next to Morgan and Thessa, but comes back up clutching in her hand a religious symbol that you can't quite catch as you drift over to to Tom, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I was actually a baseball player, very successful. I could have gone further with baseball, but I wanted to branch out to do something different. We were the Illinois state champions and third in the national competition."
That's cool. Yeah, I figured you must have known Doug from baseball, but state champion's pretty great.
He shrugs the shrug of someone that truly is like, it wasn't, state champion meant nothing to him. It was like he expected to win everything. So he says, "What about you? Were you a dancer first and then a crawler second, or do you have another more interesting path to X-Crawl stardom?"
I mean, I don't know about interesting, but I was into, like, you know, wrestling, boxing, those kinds of things, and then kind of got in on the brawl side of things. Mostly, well, I'm not gonna say it was all licensed. Kind of gives that like shrug. What are you gonna do? But it made money, and then I don't know. I kind of just like X-Crawl, but I'm hoping it kind of opens up other doors, you know?
Mm. Yes, makes sense. A lot of people use X-Crawl as stepping stone to other disciplines.
Yeah. It's a great way to make money. And fill into a team I like. And I mean, we've got sponsorship now, so it's better than scrapping for individual scraps. That's all.
He nods and looks at you with a vacant look of someone that doesn't have to worry about sponsorship or things like that.
Yep.
Like, he says, "Well, that's good. Do you want another beer? I can go get you another one."
Sure. Sounds whatever they have on draft. I'm not picky.
Oh, I think they only have bottles up here.
That's also fine. Teddy holds up the existing bottle.
He like you see him visibly like make a note of which uh beer you're drinking, and will like get you the same beer. He's very like, when you're talking to him one-on-one, he's very casual and like quite likable. Like, he's obviously very charismatic, but he's also not trying to like dazzle you with charisma. Same as when you talked to him last time. He's just like seems a pretty normal, down to earth guy. As he goes to get a beer, he does find himself either intentionally or unintentionally bumping into Duck amongst Duck's mingling.
Duck turns around and goes, Thomas, yeah, how are you enjoying the party? Or like, did you have a good crawl?
His demeanor with you is different to Teddy, obviously, and he kind of grins at you and goes, "Oh no, we've got a weekend off. We don't do these low-level roles. We're basically a C grade team in D division. But it was good to see
Oh,
you
that's
back
pretty
to your
cool.
losing ways."
Yeah, you know, win or lose, I enjoy playing the game.
Make a perception check. Well, you certainly don't notice, but he also doesn't notice. As a looming shadow appears behind him as he's saying you're going back to your losing ways. And then both of you are surprised by the clip that he's given around the ears. Not to say it's like painful, but it's like the way that you would like playfully smack the side of the head of one of your friends who's doing something wrong. And Morgan is like, I think I've spoken to you about disrespecting other teams, Squid.
Duck's like very, very jovial smile actually drops when he sees this actual real adult, even like not in any way that's actually hurting, lay hands on conceivably somebody who's still a teenager. A 19-year-old, but still a teenager. And he goes, sorry, sir, if our conversation seemed like he was like, giving me a hard time. This is just how we've talked to each other for years. We were rival teams back in high school. They were really good. It was always really fun to like play and learn from them, you know?
Morgan tilts his head at you, and I need you to make an insight check. You see a man completely like unsure why somebody would just accept being spoken to the way that you were just spoken to. But he just shrugs and says, well, however your dynamic normally is, I don't find it appropriate for players on my team to speak to other teams that way. So
Duck sort of the duck allows the smile to go to reappear, and he just sort of shrugs and goes, you know what, I understand that respect is important. And I'm looking forward to watching you guys play and do a crawl at some point in the future. Maybe we'll even play against each other at some point.
Perhaps. And then he like kind of fades back into the crowd, but you can see that he's still watching like his essentially youngest teammate and newest recruit. And Thomas quite quickly says, well, I have to go collect a drink.
Yeah, it was a good talking to you. Before you head off, are you enjoying your team? Are you enjoying getting to crawl?
Yes, it's fantastic. I like it a lot.
That's
You know
good.
we're not
That's
friends,
important.
right?
Yeah, I know
This
we're
is
not
like
friends.
banter thing.
No, but I
kind of
didn't like
good.
he hit you. And I didn't like that.
Well, I've taken a full sword swipe from Morgan, like in training.
Yeah, that's one thing. But I'm not here to meddle in your team. I'm not here to get in your way. I'm just here to like have a good time. You know, meet new people, meet cool people.
Make an insight check for me. You can have advantage because you've known this kid for a while.
Thank God, because I need it. I can't figure out the hotkeys again. Okay, we'll just roll.
Yeah, just roll it. That's fine. You see, as he looks at you, a part of the way that he has viewed you break. And he just like... You see him realize how much time he wasted thinking that you were important in his life story. And then he just like reaches out awkwardly and pats you on the shoulder and says, I guess I hope crawling works out well for you.
You know what? I hope it works out well for you too.
Still furious at you, but he like... the part of his brain that hated you for a long time, like, is just gone. And now he's like, just, this kid is not worth it.
That's great. And now we think about each other the same.
Yeah. When he gets back to the table, Teddy, Morgan has already returned. You kind of didn't notice Morgan
Oh, yeah.
being off. You were distracted by. You kind of were immediately like brought into the conversation with the rest of the team, and they're talking about like a drill their coach is putting them through, and it reminds you of like an old dancing drill that you used to have to do, where you like. So like you're quite animatedly involved in this conversation about like
In between-
training stuff.
And between like the training conversation, I'm also like countering Irene's earlier provocations by also doing like the beer smolder that I've already like I did the whole like drink the last bit of my beer in the most dramatic fashion possible, full throat visible kind of thing. Hair tossed back, you know.
Sure. Do you want to ask them anything about themselves as like what?
Yeah, I
they're
want to ask
doing
about
for
Irene's little
themselves?
religious thing. So who do
She
you worship?
she smiled as Jack tries to feverishly remember the Olympic pantheon off the top of my head. Hang on, I actually wrote.
This man mentions a religious icon for me to ask about.
No, I wrote down who it is, and I was trying to remember who it was. She's I'm a cleric of the hunt.
Haven't tried that one out yet.
she looks at you with like a. You mean haven't tried that one out? Like religions are trying on hats. But he says,
Yeah.
Well, Our Lady is a gracious goddess. If you find yourself to be testing them,
I mean, when you put it that way, it sounds really bad. I'm not like testing gods. I'm just kind of testing what works for me. Though if I was testing gods, like Zeus really felt like it did me a solid last week. I was there's this so it's been weird. Basically, the pantheons that I've been interested in, it's always come at times where like it makes sense. So everybody I find myself worshiping lately, right after I'm doing that, something comes up in my life like link me to that pantheon. And so I'm like, no, gonna continue trying things out. Sorry, that's yeah. Let me just talk about training more.
she can probably have advantage on this. She says, "Oh, you're like what are they called? The Olympolites. They're they're an order that worships the whole of the Olympic pantheon. They like
Yeah,
they worship Mount Olympus as much as the gods as a holy place."
Yeah, actually, that's exactly what that is. Yeah,
You should look them up. They're interesting. They're
yeah.
very nice.
I didn't know that was a thing. Cool.
There's a and it's not a temple. It's a small like they do community outreach, but there's a word for it, but I don't remember. In Chicago, if you're ever in that neck of the woods.
Yeah. Hey, hold on. And like Teddy pulls out that little notebook and is immediately, the notebook that is like, essentially part of the dictionary. Like flips it open, goes to the O's, right, and then makes this note
Mhm.
in the O's, and then puts like a little fold so that they can come back to it easy.
Sure. She knows, but then you get back to training. By the time that Morgan returns, he kind of slips back into the conversation pretty easily, and then you feel Thomas like step back into his spot next to you and hand you a cold beer, and Morgan like touches Thomas's shoulder in quite a like familial kind of way, like there's a closeness to it, and just like pulls him slightly to the side. You're welcome to make a perception check if you'd like to overhear the conversation they're having.
Sure. I think based on the squid thing from earlier, I'll eavesdrop a bit if I can without being super obvious about it. In between the
Sure, you just have one ear
quiet
to that
flirt off ballad.
conversation.
Yeah. The quiet flirt off competition happening between Arena and I.
Yeah. At the end of this, remind me to get you to roll opposed charisma to see who is more affected by the flirt off. You do overhear snippets of it, and it starts with Morgan saying, "Look, don't talk to people that way. But Aldo, like, this kid's not worthy of being your rival. Find a rival that's actually on your level. Like, if you need a rival to motivate you, find one that will motivate you to be better, not one that will motivate you downwards. Why was your rival someone that you kept beating at baseball and never won a game?" And you just kind of hear Tom, like, agreeing, as he's already had this kind of revelation himself. But at the end, Morgan's like, "You're doing good. Don't worry, you won't be the squid forever. One day we'll get somebody else that's you." Then you get to pick what they are. Just like how Irene picked that you're the squid. And they kind of nod. But you do get the sense. I'll make an insight check. I'm not going to give you what the sense is without an insight check. I thought that was going to be an 18. You don't really get much a sense of their relationship from that conversation, other than like there was a definite disappointment to the way Morgan was talking to Tom. But Tom comes back and he seems to be not in poor spirits as you continue to talk about stuff, and he's like talking to you. He's actually a little bit older than Duck, and just how long are you going to hang around and talk to them? Like, are you going to stay for half an hour, till the night ends, or are you going to go back to your team?
Teddy's gonna leave after like the main flow of that first like compelling conversation's over, kind of thing, right? Like it's the balance of, okay, these people invited us. I'm going to share some time with them. They're not that bad. Like we'll exchange contact information with Tom and that kind of thing, but isn't particularly compelled to stay.
You learn by the end of your like little brief time there, Irene hides nothing about being a cleric. Like, she is clearly a cleric, and you are surprised to find that Tom is a bard, because he starts talking about like how he's like always learned guitar and stuff like that, and he used to like have a band, and he's like, "Yeah, sometimes we do like silly little music videos, and I know you're from Kirrydale, so maybe if you wanted to be in a music video or something, we could do something cool like that."
Sounds fun. What kind of music do you usually play?
He's like, "Oh, like kind of grunge, but a little bit heavier."
Eddie
It's like
does
pretty
the
old school.
obligatory like does the little head bang motion and lets their hair fall free, and it's like, yeah, I can.
Our bass player calls it Nirvana by way of Rammstein.
Sorts. Agrees.
Wow. Finally, Kristen
Wait.
gets this kid. He's put it on. It's flipped.
I have been hey. In my defense, I wanted to beat the bag out of this kid from the moment I met him. I did.
I get that he's bard. Did I catch what Morgan is? Am I assuming Morgan swordsman some kind?
Morgan, you absolutely don't know what he is. If you were interested in what people are, I'll let you make just a raw intelligence check to get one more class. And if you get a 20, I'll give you Morgan's, because that would be very funny.
Yeah, sure. You said what kind of check should I run? Intelligence?
Just a raw intelligence check. Oh, also, Tessa's a wizard.
Yeah, got it. I've got that already written down.
No, you do note, this is not additional information, but you do note that there's a very, like, Irene's the weirdest fucking priest you've ever, like, cleric you've ever seen.
Yeah. I know.
Like,
I
you
wrote
believe her
down
when she says
immediately
it's a
Barb
cleric?
Rogue. Yeah. I
But,
started
like,
with Barb Rogue.
yeah.
That's what
Oh,
wrote
I
down.
mean, it's X-Scroll. They're all charismatic.
Yeah.
Just like you're all charismatic. But yeah, let's just do a raw persuasion off. To see who's more affected by the flirting. Oh, you can use, yeah, you use persuasion if you want. Yeah. I thought I said raw charisma off. Look, you're both attractive, punchy people.
Yep.
Well, you're both attractive fighters. And actually, I will say, because she rolled highly enough and you rolled highly enough, you do notice that probably, I'll say you noticed it at the same time she clutched her symbol of Artemis. Her knuckles are, like, scarred. The way that, like, a boxer's knuckles would be scarred. Like, she has... you would think that she's a cleric monk. But she's very flirty.
Teddy goes for Irene's contact info too.
Yeah, she definitely gives it to you. And she's like, I know you're from Illinois. I'm not there that often, but if you want to catch up, I'd be happy to go dancing.
Teddy, is that like full on like wink and yeah, sure. I know a few places.
She smiles and flutters her needlessly Disney eyelashes at you.
Yeah, of course.
But yes, you they are genuinely quite nice. Like, Morgan, even when he's talking to you, is pretty nice to you. Like, although you get the sense it's because they think that Morgan, at least, is because he thinks he's on a different level to you.
Yep. Did Grim ever talk at all? I didn't get Grim's class, did I?
No, but you would expect that he is some kind of sword man as well. Like,
all right.
He just seems pretty stoic. He talked, like, he just didn't have anything, like, particularly of note to say. Oh, there's also two other people there who you learn over the course of that time. One is their, like, PR liaison, who is, like, basically there to make sure that they don't get into trouble, and if there is trouble, she puts out spot fires. And the other is their coach. Which is probably why the conversation started.
I grab Tom a beer before I head back on to my. Presuming Tom was drinking during this whole thing and isn't pulling Powerade out of their pocket.
No,
before migrating back to the group.
Yep. Duck, roll me a D100 for your mingling. You don't... I mean, you mingle with everybody. You don't meet anybody of particular note. If you do go around to the table that Teddy's at, Teddy is still there, and you, like, are part of the conversation for a little bit, but just in, like, the getting to know everybody, you learn their names as well. Which Charlie can provide you somewhere if you like.
They're under Thomas Riley Ridley Jr.'s page on Rivals.
Silly.
Yes.
I also think at some point throughout the night, Duck, grabs selfies with people if the conversation is, like, fun and chill, and might post them to his, like, personal Instagram or the equivalent. I do want to text Grace. Shoots off a quick message at some point during the night. Goes, I'm sure you saw. Rough game. You win some, you lose some. LOL. Do you have time at some point tomorrow for a call? I have some strategy questions I want to ask you.
Yeah, you get back a selfie of her absolutely covered in like purple viscera. And she's like, she's like, this was me earlier today. We did okay. I can do it call in the morning. But then we've got like we've got a team debrief at like 10:15.
Perfect. Could we try like 7:30 in the morning?
You get back a vomit emoji, but then a thumbs up emoji.
Wow.
Uh,
What a fucking monster.
Just like, but yes, you can do that. You meet some pretty chill people. There's nobody here that's like super relevant for life moving forward. The one of the flair bartenders is shockingly nervous as you're like you just notice them as you're meeting other people, and in the back of one of your selfies you see them like throwing up the cocktail thing and bumps them on the head and they fall like they drop it. So it's like a very funny selfie when you're looking at it later.
But Duck won't post that one. That's rude.
Well,
Yeah.
also social media not really a thing. You're like very early MySpace if you're like an early MySpace adopter if you have social media right now. But Zeph and Run, you are together. Milo is sipping on his whiskey drink. You do notice that
Popping for
Milo goes
apples
for
with
the
his
Chumbawamba.
whiskey drink.
Milo goes for the Chumbawamba special, which is that he drinks a whiskey drink, a lager drink, then a vodka drink, and then a drink that reminds him of the good times.
You forgot a cider drink.
He doesn't drink a cider drink. That's outrageous. They don't serve cider up here. No. He does drink cider drink, and I did again.
Yeah, so I guess some time has passed. 5 empties.
Zephyr has 3, but it's cocktails.
Zeph famously
Zeph's
is
head.
impervious to alcohol.
Yep.
hmm
Zeph cannot get drunk.
Oh, I missed
Part
that
of the
at some,
rule last night.
at some
No,
It's because I rolled
Zeph
a
and
nat
Mia just
20.
absolutely crush every single get drunk
Oh.
roll.
We
Yes,
we both nat 20 to that first one. Cannon.
Yeah, canonically Zeph does take a lot to get drunk.
Oh, like, I can be drunk, but I just don't get the negative effect.
Oh yeah, not the negative effects. Like Zeph is tipsy at least. Like Zeph's on
Yeah.
the same level as you, but is not gonna have a hangover or anything. Not that Run is with 5 empties either.
I'll just look over F. Look on his ears. I don't know why.
These cocktails aren't even that good.
Shitty. He like looks at it. It says like
I was gonna say it was duck beer. Duck with 1 F. The hipster bartender keeps pronouncing it doof.
finishes. Really, family, they
Well, I don't want to work at a restaurant forever. Did I go to school to manage a restaurant? Kind of. But I want to do that right now? No. Also, I have magic and none of my family does, so why do I have to do what they want me to do?
that's my family.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess I did kind of start the whole thing because of Elliot, but fuck him, so
You're just work.
probably a little bit. It's fun. I like all of you guys, and it's nice to be doing something that isn't expected of me, where I can still be myself. How about you? Anything besides just money? Because that feels like a shitty reason to get yourself beat up every week.
Also thinks back to the last few damage. I guess this most recent.
You keep getting turned to stone, Nilly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's where I keep being.
That's real life.
That's what it is.
That's job. Guess this was. I just thought I would be good at.
Hmm.
Managing everything.
Yeah, I think we should get a manager, but I also don't want to be spending thousands of dollars and then they turn out to be a shithead. So
I mean, I know I was given. Be happy. Aid
Yeah.
together.
everyone's great. You guys are all great. Zach's great. You're great. Milo's great. Teddy's great. I guess we can't win them all, but maybe thanks. Well, yeah. Still trying to figure
Milo is
things out.
affirmatively in this conversation saying yes to things like that, but I'm not doing it.
I think we're going like. Yes. Like you can make a
Think so.
job out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we need to do some full team practices where we work on combo moves or maybe do more research on the crawls we're going to if they're not new one so we can maybe see some historical stuff. That way we can
Yeah.
better prepare our like spells and things.
The game.
Yeah.
I just thought that I thought this was like when I joined. There's like a lot of parts. You know,
There's so much
I can't
strategy.
just be
I'm
good
glad
at
Duck knows
getting
how to
people.
do that strategy because I can't do that strategy. Like I think I feel like I can do like a lot of the admin stuff, but the actual strategy, mm-mm, not me. Andrew, you cut out there for me.
Ron also cut out. So
Oh.
started mumbling down to
What you mumbled, Ron? What did you
oh,
say?
he did like work on coordination.
Yeah.
It's
Granted,
fine.
jailbreak was just kind of a scramble because it was a jailbreak, but yeah. I feel like we come out and we're like, okay, these people are gonna be here and here and here, and then then we go, oh shit. At least I do that, and I forget the plan.
Maddie, can you flip a coin for me?
Is there like a coin command or just D2?
Just I think you can /F, but
Oh, there we go.
it doesn't matter. You're like in the midst of this conversation when a slightly wobbly figure lands elbow first on your table next to you, and as you look up and your eyes focus on her, she has flaming red, like Merida style hair, which is descriptive of both the color and the chaoticness of the hair. She has like pointed ears that poke out from the nest of hair, and she says, "I would suppose I can buy you a drink, beautiful lady."
Sure.
Great. What are you drinking? One of these? And he like picks up your glass and looks at it and trying to work out what it is.
It
Is
wasn't
this a
very good.
no-hito?
Yeah, it wasn't good. I'll take you whatever you dealer's choice.
Okay. She wanders off. Your conversation continues to about the point it is, and she comes back and she puts down a drink in front of you. Goes, "It's called a sex on a volcano.
That seems dangerous.
Think it's got hot sauce."
Delicious. What's your name?
She's like, "Cherry, after my hair, and also my maternal grandmother."
I'm Zephyr.
Not after your hair.
No.
And she like looks at it. She's like quite. She's more drunk than you are. And she says, "You want to get dinner sometime or breakfast tomorrow?" And she gives you finger guns.
Maybe dinner.
All right, make me a persuasion check. Ron, you're just watching this happen. And Milo also.
16.
She goes, "Okay, take my number," and she like
Okay.
scrawls her number out on. She writes it firstly. She produces a pen. She writes it. Like she takes your hand and then she writes it on her hand, and then she looks down and she writes it on your hand. Neither of them are really legible.
Yeah.
So you noticed that neither are legible. So if you do want to contact Cherry again, you would need to get her to give you a number in a more reasonable way.
Here. Why are we using pen? We have technology. And I turn on my phone, which takes
I love
30 seconds.
I love technology.
Yep.
Like a cross.
I do whatever is necessary. And she finger guns you as well.
You an X crawl.
Oh no, I'm a DJ.
That's cool.
And you know that she means DJ as in music, not DJ as in Dungeon Judge.
Yeah.
Yes, you get Cherry's number.
Cool.
You can put down Cherry Drunk Elf from Elven Queen.
Next. Okay.
I do it.
You shouldn't let your
Necessary.
son drink. She points at Milo.
The man.
What?
Older than me. Isn't he? Or
I meant his son.
that makes more sense. But it's still not his kid.
Yeah.
Milo looks up like just clearly a man, and she like squints and goes, "Agree to disagree."
Got a beard.
She squints again. Goes, "Oh yeah." I gotta go get some water. It was nice meeting you,
Yeah, go hydrate.
Zeph.
Hydrate before you hydrate.
I'm gonna die.
No.
I mean,
never
Run to get
mind.
water.
Long after we will.
That's true. She's an elf. By that time,
Oh.
Hetty has returned to the table to see the end of Cherry.
Bye. I love making new friends.
Teddy just kind of inserts themselves into the conversation. Is like does like head count. Then cranes their neck around to look for where Duck has wandered off to.
Duck is taking a selfie with a pair of twin not Goliaths, like twin gnomes, who do not know anything about X-Crawl, but just enjoying the vibe of the Elven Queen. They're basically John Ralphio and Mona Lisa Saperstein from Parks and Rec. So, for anybody that's seen Parks and Rec, that's a reference just for you.
Lovely.
They're about to sing "Don't Be Suspicious." But yeah, they're taking a selfie with him, and they're in the background, like, doing these ridiculous things.
Teddy
Uh,
says
Actually, Duck, make me a persuasion check. I want to see if they become fans of X-Crawl based on this interaction. Yeah, they get into it. Like, we know a famous X-Crawler now. Okay, back to the table.
yeah. Teddy kind of like spots Duck. It has to double check the table, I think, probably for Milo, just because of Milo's general demeanor. Finds the drink and traces the drink back. Finds the most ostentatious drink. Traces that back to Milo. And kind of like leans in to see what Zephyr's drinking. Like sniffs and is like, is there hot sauce in that?
Yeah.
It's not bad, by the way. It's better than your bad mojito.
Called Sex on a Volcano. I don't know.
I'd like to be on record as saying that it should be called Sex in a Volcano.
A volcano.
Sounds risky. I met Tom's team. I mean, you know, the guy danced the guy at the dancing competition. Team's nice. Really professional.
You're still with the
Cool.
gnome twins.
Okay, perfect.
Anything of
Go-
note?
Yeah, like so they got a cleric. She's pretty cool. And then Todd's actually a bard. Kind of assumed that he would, hit stuff with the baseball stuff, but he apparently plays a bunch of instruments. And then really, Morgan's definitely some kind of like team lead, but I don't quite have a grasp on him. Oh, Irene actually might not just like she says she's a bard, but like I think she can really knock the shit out of you if she wants. She's got like fantastic knuckles. So yeah, Teddy kind of rambles like that in for a little while. It says, yeah, great idea, Ron. Thanks for accepting this invitation for us. So I'm having a great time.
This place kind of sucks.
You don't like your beer? You want to go get you something else? So I could buy you a drink.
Yeah, sure. I'll take.
He
Better choice.
gives you
Better choice.
a thumbs up and takes orders for the rest of the table before heading back towards the bar. Swings by Duck on his way over.
Duck gives a duck wave.
You still drinking Powerade, or you want a Shirley Temple, or?
I gotta get up a little early tomorrow, so I'm I guess Shirley Temples are typically also alcohol free. I'm good with my electrolytes. Do you want help carrying anything?
Sure. I mean, if you're headed back,
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
not
go
sure
wherever.
if I'm not sure what the screwdriver is going to turn out to be. It might be a whole bowl like Milo's last time.
Okay, I will come and help you carry stuff.
You
The screwdriver is called a ratchet, and it's served in a pint glass. You do see there's orange juice in it. You do see there's vodka in it, but then at the very end, it's a lot of orange juice and vodka, but a lot of ice. And then at the end, they pull out like a syringe filled with concoction that's glimmering, and they put the syringe in it, and it's evident that you just plunge it. At the end, to like deposit the extra concoction into the ratchet to make it not just a screwdriver.
Yeah. So Teddy will collect those and grab themselves another beer. And
Joe, are you happy with Doof?
on a scale of like 1 to 10 in terms of free beer, where does a Doof fall?
4.
Fine. I've finished night with worse.
Okay. All of their other beers, as you like look around, are bottled like plum beer, or like a bunch of like lavender beer, rose beer.
Yeah, when Teddy does ask for like the list of beers and like is glazing over as all of these things list and goes back to the Doof and all the way away from the bar is like
if you ask for the list, they bring over the beer Millier.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, this has notes of oak and springtime forest.
Teddy looks them dead in the eye and given that like, whole spiel, knows exactly how to handle this, and it's yeah, but like, do you have Smirnoff, man?
Like the vodka?
Yeah.
Yes, for cocktails.
Okay.
I mean, you can just have Smirnoff on the rocks if you like, if you're some kind of deviant.
Thank you. But Teddy will get the plain old Doof and just as they're walking away turns to and after paying some exorbitant amount for a screwdriver with a syringe of its own, will turn to Duck and say, yeah, it's like I like tea and I like beer, but I don't know that I need to be drinking beer.
That makes sense. I'm not an expert in beers or teas personally. So if you think that's something I should keep away from, then I won't drink it. I'm happy to take your expertise here.
I mean, it's popular, but
It's not
Teddy-
popular. Just so everybody knows, it is not canon in this world that weird floral beers are popular.
I feel like Teddy runs with the kind of people who brew their own shit, and like there's all sorts of weird stuff. So Teddy has seen way worse in terms of like
Yeah,
weird hooch.
definitely.
Like Teddy has tried everything you can imagine. I just hey, you all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing great. You know, it's a great crowd. We got a lot of work starting tomorrow, I think. To get back on the horse and keep riding. But that's tomorrow's issue. That's not tonight's issue. Are you feeling all right? Did you take any bad hits?
I mean, just like the little hit over time, but nothing like last time. I mean, ego, right? But we're kind of making a big deal out of something that, like, yeah, our pacing was bad, but we did finish.
Yeah, and I think that there was like a lot of good stuff for us that we were able to accomplish. Like once again, we're demonstrably a pretty good hitting things kind of team. Just got to work on some of the cohesion and strategy stuff a little bit. I'm gonna talk to some friends tomorrow, see what they've got to say about like how we can be thinking about that sort of thing going into crawls a bit more effectively.
Okay, just
You did
I
great,
just
by
want
the way.
yeah, look, I just want Ron was a little harsh with you. I get kind of the thing about like not wanting to hear speeches. I don't care one way or the other, but like I don't think you have to earn the right to say nice things to people, and that's what you were trying to do.
I appreciate that, Teddy. Y'all are a great group of people to say nice things about. You know.
It's just things like and maybe this is like something that you already have seen with sports teams and stuff like that. But like I don't know, the older you get, the more it just gets tiring. Like there's like a lot of jobs you work. And I mean this is why I'm not in corporate or stuff. Like there's like a meeting theme, and that's the kind of stuff that probably just feels like a being at an annoying meeting. I used to like be a bag check, like a bag filler at a grocery store. Like not like serious work, right? Like literally just
Yeah,
put stuff
that was
into
my
bags.
first summer job.
Yeah, I mean I did that. It's yeah, but God, when they would pull us into a meeting room and be like, here, these metrics. I don't know what metrics are still. Like it's a lot of years later and I don't know what metrics are, but because I thought that metric was, the measurement system.
Yeah,
But
that's my understanding.
just I don't know, maybe it's like have those conversations like individually or something until Ron figures it out. And I mean Ron kind of seemed like he was backtracking even during that.
Yeah, and I'm, if I'd rather hear if people think I'm taking up, too much time and space now than like a couple years down the line when we're like doing bigger and scarier things. I hate to say it, I do think the pre-going in speeches are just going to have to continue to happen. It's like those give I think a bit of a boost to, like, how many hits we're able to take. Y'all are
Yeah,
just gonna
and
have
then,
to live with that, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, maybe it's just like a timing thing, but just don't feel bad for trying to make us feel good.
Yeah, like I said, it's all water off a duck's back, you know? And every time he
You mean
makes
that,
that
though?
joke, he laughs to himself this time.
Sorry, do you mean that though? Like, I'm not trying to I don't I'm not trying to like get into your head, but if it's like not real and you need like time to say that, I'm around. Like, I don't need you to always be encouraging me.
Yeah, if you want to encourage me a little bit, I'd appreciate that also. You know, it's always good to hear. I'm fine. I'm excited for what we're gonna do going forward.
Teddy like does like a full stop, like has already made this like circuit around, like get more time to check with Doug before we got back to the table. Has already accidentally sipped Ron's drink because like they were trying to like and then like got that face of like, oh shit, orange juice. And then it kind of like stops for a good long second and stares Duck down. It's okay. Well, I better get back to the table before night ends.
Yeah, you drink the rest of Ron's drink there.
Yeah. Don't yeah. He just like puts it in Ron's hand as soon as they get back to the table. It's like I think you're supposed to. There's a thing to jam in there, but maybe you taste that first, because otherwise it's just like a normal screwdriver.
Yeah, it's a normal screwdriver that's a little bit heavy on the vodka. If you drink it without plunging the syringe. And do you plunge the syringe? It's like basically like honey, but technically it's ambrosia, like mixed with honey. So like it's a drop of ambrosia. It's very good. You don't know that necessarily you could get this cocktail anywhere else in your experience of drinking. And as an elf, it has a profound effect on you, and you feel immediately quite a lot better.
You get these everywhere.
It does
Wow,
feel
you
a bit
are-
like after you've taken a healing potion.
Really, it just seemed like a screwdriver to me. Like you just keep a bottle of orange juice and vodka in the fridge, man. Like
I think
not hard.
there's something in this syringe.
I thought it was just more vodka. Like shiny vodka. Like you put like that glitter dust in
Yeah.
it.
Like a healing
Yeah.
potion.
Oh, that's
How
fucking
much
cool.
was this?
Teddy just kind of consider it like a gift.
It was more than 33, but less than 40. It wasn't crazy expensive. Because the rest of it is cheap vodka and orange juice.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, Teddy will tell him, oh, it's like, it's what you expect to pay at
37.
a pills. Like that's $35, something like that. Not a
It's like that's the rest of it.
Yeah, it is good. And I think you probably never had ambrosia before, but ambrosia does in world have a bigger effect on people of elven and tiefling blood than the other races. But it's also pretty rare to just be like nobody. It's like that bougie thing where people take a spoonful of honey in the morning. Like
Mhm.
bougie elves and tiefling will take a spoonful of ambrosia in the morning.
nice.
But the night winds down, unless you have anything else to talk about this evening, and we will pick up tomorrow morning as we hear a phone ringing, and
will-
see a
I will text Frank before I go to bed. It's not like a conversational, like long conversation thing, but like, hey, you probably thought things didn't go super great, but it's not that bad.
sure. Oh, Maddie, you turned your phone back on. Zeph turned her phone
Yes.
back on.
Oh no.
At some point in the night, that you didn't get a ton more messages, and you did get some that like Mia was just like, dude, you guys did not do it. Like, which makes you feel better. But you do by
Yeah.
the end of the night get alert that you finished 13th out of 16.
Oof.
But in the morning we hear a phone ringing and a tousled like red ponytail being quickly put together as Grace the Goliath Bard like answers the phone, and that's where we'll pick up in after the break. We'll do a 15-minute break. Oh, we'll be back at 1:15. Please don't go anywhere, or do and come back. I don't care. Bye. Hello, and welcome back to the second half of episode 14 of X-Crawl Infinite. As the team picks up the pieces of their first failure in X-Crawl, we see a bleary-eyed Goliath woman. She has a top knot that she's, well, it's not a top knot yet, that she's hurriedly putting it into a ponytail, wrapping her hair tie around a couple of times. Rubbing her face and answering the phone. Duck, it's good to. Are you doing a video call? Did you want a video call?
Oh, it's yeah, FaceTime, definitely.
Yeah. You see a half awake Goliath woman. It's like, Duck, it's good to see you. And she adjusted so that she can through the bleary eye see you correctly.
Yeah, it's really glad you were able to call. I know it's early, so I won't waste your time doing the normal chit chat stuff. Because I do want to. I wanted to talk. We had a rough game last night, and I think that's great. There's a lot to learn from a rough game. You win some, you lose some. But it's really the rest of the team's first loss. And something that I'm noticing in terms of how we want to plan for or something I'm thinking about as we move forward is how we can start planning a bit better for the strategy and when things do sort of go sideways in the first 2 seconds and things aren't going to plan. I think the first thing that I really want to be thinking about is we probably just need to get a coach who can help us think about these things from a higher level, and wanted to know if your team had any success bringing in a coach, because y'all have great team cohesion.
Yeah. She blinks a bit. Make a perception check. There's absolutely no natural light, in whatever room she's in. And as she's blinking, she seems more tired than you expect at 7:30. And she says, "Yeah, we have a coach. It's useful because no matter what background you come from, you're pretty rigid in how you approach stuff. And X-Crawl wants you to be flexible, and the coach is good at teaching you." She thinks for a second, goes, how to audible on the fly. Is that helpful to you, the athlete jock that you are? She says, kind of in a playful, bantery way, and she goes, "Oh, and also we have a scout. So we have a scout that will look into the next crawls that we're doing and stuff. Because you want to do crawls that suit your team.
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty magic forward, so things that we can the mountain that we can do. Sorry, it's really early. The stuff that we can do with the scout to go to the right type of crawl, because it wouldn't suit us to go to I know there was an X brawl up in your neck of the woods. It wouldn't have suited us to do that because we're not a fists up fighting kind of team. So coach, scout's really good, but it's all about being able to think on your feet, but also to look at a problem and have tools to deal with different problems. I haven't seen anything of your crawl from yesterday, but if you go and watch what the good team did, maybe you can pick up, even without a coach, if for some reason you can't find one, maybe you can pick up what other teams are doing that sets them apart and what put you further behind. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a good immediate next step, because we don't have a coach right now. And the scout sounds like a really good. It sounds like a good call because I think we had to do this particular crawl because of like contract related reasons. But we probably actually would have been like much better suited to the brawling crawl in hindsight because we're pretty good at hitting things. When you were finding your coach and scout, like how did you do that?
Oh, they already had a coach and scout when me and my brother joined the team. So like, I could ask and message you. The X-Call union like has a good directory of like coaches that are accredited within like X-Crawl.
Mhm.
But I don't know how they went about it. We also like have a manager, so we don't have to deal with like find if our coach did have a problem, we just put our manager on it to find like someone new.
Okay. Okay, this is a good list to keep in my head. I do think that like Zeph has been thinking about these sorts of things, but maybe it's like about time for us to start like talking about it as a team instead of just all of us keeping it in our heads separately. Uh, I mean, thank you so much. It's also always really great to talk to you. What calls are you doing like in the next couple of weeks? Maybe run into each other.
Oh, I'm in LA. We're doing crawls out here for a bit.
Okay, so y'all are out west. We're probably gonna stay localized to like the Midwest for the next little bit. But yeah, you look like
Yeah.
you're tired.
I'm coming.
Um,
Yeah, it's 5:33 in the morning.
yeah, I'm realizing that that's the sorry that I
It's
made you
alright.
wake up this early.
No, it's fine. I will call you at some time in 5 in the morning. But we're coming back for the Seattle pin drop, like for the marquee mid-season tournament.
Okay, Seattle pin drop. We'll keep that in the back of my mind and make sure to bring it up. And if we're not there, I'll definitely watch.
Yeah. All right. I gotta go back to sleep. I'm still drunk.
Yeah. Good night. Powerade. Don't do the hair of the dog. Learn that the hard way. But thanks for the call.
I just drink a dozen eggs when I wake up.
That sounds horrific. If it works, it works.
She shrugs the shrug of a Goliath who's even worse. Like, she goes, "Okay, good luck with everything."
Yep, you do. Bye.
She like you see her fumbling for the like she's already half asleep again. But yeah, she hangs up. What is everybody else doing before you kind of get together? Are you just going straight home on the bus? Are you going to get breakfast together first? Are you going to get breakfast separately? Did any of you make this plan before you left the thing?
If somebody was there, Ron is going to get breakfast.
Sure.
Local diner.
It's instead
Yeah.
there's a local diner.
Mhm.
And you kind of all had to leave together because you had to get the bus back, so you had to call Mirror to come pick you up. Because you're staying in a hotel, right? You paid for a hotel, if I remember correctly. You're not staying on the bus. Yeah. Okay, so you all go to the hotel. There is a diner like half a block away. It's called McNeil's. It's like an institution of this city. It's like home to the triple decker waffle.
Honey will
But
join
the
you
five
at
of
that.
you.
Sure.
Is
Not for
anybody
the
not going to
I'm
breakfast?
going.
I mean,
is
Duck is starving because he is a small. He is a black hole of for carbohydrates.
great. Milo orders the triple decker like as you're being seated, the triple decker waffle. As you're being seated, without knowing anything about it, sight unseen.
Yep, that sounds right.
But once you all learn what it is a waffle, and then an egg, and then sausage, and then cheese, and then a waffle, and then an egg, and then bacon, and then cheese, and then a waffle, and then syrup.
Well, Duck would have been ordering that already, so Duck will also get a triple decker.
Sure.
Ron will
And
get
everybody else, you can just get normal kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
whatever the largest.
They've got the it actually looks like it should read as omelette, and it's the most expensive thing on the menu. But
Okay, hold on.
the explanation is just an omelet with it's like an omelet with mushroom, like back bacon, and cheese.
The most expensive
Yes.
eggs are in it.
If you ask, they're like, the waiter's just like, I will say waitress because it's been waiters a lot. It's like, oh, it's just one egg. It's actually an O omelet. It's an ostrich omelet.
Oh,
Let's
shit.
do it. I was just like, you know what?
Oh boy.
I'll get it. I'll get that.
That does
You
take
get an
about-
OO over easy or sunny side up? Is that like a thing?
You want a sunny side up ostrich egg?
I'm asking if it's possible. I don't know if I
yes.
want it yet.
Sure.
Yeah,
That
you know, I'll
omelet's
have
gonna
that.
take 25 minutes to cook. Just any ostrich egg takes about 20 to 25 minutes. So if you're happy to wait,
Just fried eggs and bacon.
We do have to be
goes.
back at the place by 8:45. Yo.
absolutely, there's no. Your checkout time's like 10. You're fine.
No, 8:45.
No,
means for the
no. We
price
have to be
base,
back at
so-
the crawl. No, the crawl.
Oh, for the price thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zephyr. The message that you got was definitely that you are not required to be at the price
Oh,
because you're
okay.
not the 3. But
Okay.
if you want to go,
I'm still gonna say that, and then I will have sent that we got 13 to everybody. But yeah.
yeah, you're under no obligation to go because you're not on a. You didn't win a spot where the televisor.
Be in place.
I meant to say that as well. All right, you all get your food. It's wait, Teddy. Did you ask for an ostrich egg sunny side up?
No, once I found
With-
out it was 25 minutes, I would have gone with like your usual egg and bacon and
They
those
do.
kind of
They do duck eggs as well.
Oh, duck egg,
And
yeah.
Ron is getting
He's getting the omelet.
which takes
Yeah.
time anyway.
Oh,
Yeah, but I don't want to wait on Ron can wait on his food. I'm not waiting on my food. But I
Okay.
do get the duck eggs with a long stare at duck as I order them.
yeah, I do make sure to tell them. That's right.
Yeah, they're not. They wouldn't wait with everybody else ordering something different. They'll. Yeah, so everybody gets their food. I mean, the triple deckers take a while to make as well. Zeph, what are you eating? Since
Standard diner country breakfast. So hash browns, bacon, eggs, and toast.
great, and you're requesting no special eggs, just
No.
chicken eggs.
Just chicken
They
eggs.
have quail eggs if you want, for some reason, 12 quail eggs.
Yeah.
It's the
No.
most work for them.
I do not want to make more work for them, so I will be done.
Okay. Yeah, so yours and Teddy's come out pretty quickly, and then about 15 minutes later, the 2 triple deckers come out, which smell wrong. I know Americans like syrup on stuff, but it just smells wrong. And then when your omelet comes out, and it's very fluffy. Like the aeration of the egg is very good. It's not a French style omelet, so it's like that harder cooked style where it's like folded over, but the fold doesn't break at all, and the bacon that's inside is really like they're like thick cubes of bacon where like the fat's really well rendered. It's a very good omelet. It's fucking huge because it's an ostrich. The food is quite good, and the coffee is very good, actually.
How does everybody take them?
That's actually important. Yes. Duck takes, I assume, his coffee as a Powerade or as a water. All right, Teddy, how do you take your coffee?
Teddy's is back.
Okay, Duck, what are you drinking?
It is actually a caffeinated smoothie with extra protein powder.
Yep, that makes sense. He brought it in with you. Shook it up obnoxiously at the table.
Ron,
I would never.
Ron puts it in one cream, then every time they come back to refill, progressively
Yeah.
gets more.
Towards black coffee. Zephyr has put in 2 creamers, 2 sugars. When they refill, she puts in a new creamer, even though she didn't even drink that much of it when they refill it. Pretty pale colored coffee.
Okay, and we'll ask Chris next week. For some reason, Duck this morning is in my head is giving Sean Astin 50 First Dates.
Nice.
Which is a really specific cut, but anyone that's seen that movie must remember what that looks like. Are you discussing anything over breakfast? You're gonna leave it for a little bit later on the bus ride home?
Teddy snaps a photo of Ron's omelet and the triple decker and sends those on to people that he thinks might be entertained by it, like Frank and his friend from X-Crawl or Brawl.
Sure.
Ron will.
In between. In between bites of food, Duck does go. So are we like ready to talk about how our run went yesterday, or do we want to like give it some time?
Ron is.
You cut off. Ron's not what?
Is nodding in between bites of it. Is that?
Oh,
is
nodding.
everybody.
You were kind of cutting out a little bit back and forth.
Yeah,
It's like sound gating.
the voice activation dropped out. It sounded like you said Ron is not, and then just
You go,
So-
Next to your mouth still moving, so I thought
so Ron is nodding. Milo gives you a thumbs up. Thumb covered in syrup.
don't worry about
Because
it.
we are eating very politely.
Yeah.
It's just on his plate. He dipped his thumb in his plate by accident, and now he like put his thumb up, and then he's like, "You don't see what happens to the syrupy thumb." I don't like that sentence as a GM.
I don't like that you did that way either.
All right, Kristen, go ahead.
So Duck takes a beat, waiting for everybody to be like, "Okay, we're good." Then he like takes a big gulp of his shitty smoothie, his great smoothie, his perfectly valid smoothie. He goes, "Okay, so I think we could all feel as like the crawl was going on that like perhaps we weren't performing in a way that was conducive to completing the crawl on par with some of the top teams. I want to make sure that we all understand that we were each individually giving our best, and sometimes that's just not going to be good enough to win the day, and that's okay. Where I think we perhaps could work a little harder before going in is how to look at crawls more holistically and how to strategize past the point of you're this position, you're that position, you're that position. Because at the end of the day, that doesn't actually describe how each of the positions are going to be interfacing with each other. I don't know if any of us are experts in that yet. I mean, we can definitely talk through like what specific points we feel like things could have gone differently. But for future thinking, I think it would be good to perhaps bring like somebody like a coach in to like our team dynamic who is an expert on these sorts of things, and can help us like strategize pre-crawl, and maybe has like a more objective view of like what our strengths and weaknesses are. So that's sort of like my high level thinking right now. But I would like to hear from everybody where they think we could have made a couple of plays better in the crawl, where we think things went wrong. And you know what? If there are things we think we did well, I would also love to hear that. What we have to be careful about is making sure that we don't say, you know, things went badly because it was just like the way it was going to be because we had bad luck. That might be true, but it's not useful. And he like opens the table for other people to like hop in.
I think that's a good point, and I think I was thinking we would get a coach after this this crawl anyway, but yeah, I think having someone on the outside will be helpful for us.
Did anybody take the time at all yesterday to look at other crawls after yours finished?
I didn't think we'd really had the time. That was the way
Except for
that it
probably
was out.
took 30 minutes.
Yeah,
do so.
you don't really. Duck might have had time this morning, which I would be fine. You can also have had a look.
Yeah, I mean, Duck is always taking every opportunity to watch like the other teams perform.
Yeah. So both of you noticed that like there were 9 rooms in the last crawl, but most teams approached every room like Milo approached the diamond room, which is like just think outside the box and how to deal with it. Like you don't have to engage with every room exactly on its like face value. There's a lot of teams that use like a familiar to like scout a room, because most often familiars in the wild, like adventurer familiars, will be birds or something like that. But a lot of the time, adventurers in X-Crawl will use like spiders or rats or cats, like things that can squeeze through small spaces and like scout out a room. The other thing that really made a difference was that like more teams seemed to understand that there was like an element of a riddle to the door, like, and didn't go and collect every piece. They would like check rooms to see what pieces they could see and then go in and get it if they could. Most teams didn't spend the time talking to the NPCs except the first time, but in that time they were like very get information now, and if we don't get it now, we don't go back. You guys doubled back a lot compared to every other team. But then there was some like even more outlandish like strategies and stuff where they basically, one of the teams with all of the poisons poured all the poison into a barrel and had their like tank drink it and just let the tank go down and then heal him back up from the poison. Like we're like, well, you're gonna go down, but we're gonna get you back up, so just drink all of it. That kind of thing. So a lot of it was that teams used the things that they had much more flexibly than your team does. Your team like has very, we are combat orientated like strategy. So that's one thing that anybody that looks at the tape between now and then, now and your next call or whatever, will notice.
Um, Ron, what were you gonna say?
Ron will just kind of yes. Yeah, I was really thinking about the thing. About the it's I guess it's a harder to the time. There's like of avenues of good with the time crawls, obviously. Sure that like we're leaning on each. Like we can like re-screen that before, but it's never gonna be the same exactly. You don't have like some
Uh, the other thing that was different for a lot of teams was that you noted that with one exception, the teams that beelined for the boss first and then went back out, like did better, except for you guys. Like, so one team that went for the boss second went to every other room, and then but for them, when they got the Sunblade with their first coupon and just sent like their fighter and one support to go fight the boss, because they had an Arcanist that could tell that the Sunblade was going to do like a bunch of fire damage, would be more effective against that plan. So like you did the correct start of the strategy, and the fight went well for you, and you were like on pace or a little bit quicker from the fight. It was definitely the after bit that you struggled with. And teams that did it the other way, like, were very were at the back of the pack as well. And you came 13th, and only 2 teams didn't finish out of 16. So 16th and 15th didn't even finish. But also
Yeah,
the
I guess
difference between 13th and like 8th was 12 seconds or something. 12 seconds.
Yeah, pretty close.
I guess it just you know, it didn't it didn't occur to me. I mean, I guess even until y'all are saying it now that we had to thing with the puzzle. And I guess maybe somewhere there's like, you know, people have like lists of kind of like tricks that people play, and maybe we can like just learn like, I don't know, you know, like whenever you're studying for something and you have like a lot of flashcards over the different possible tricks that have been played before, because it's a game, and so yeah, some places are gonna know how to do it like really differently, but maybe if we just learn to like recognize the patterns.
Okay, so what is like one place in the game yesterday where we could have recognized the pattern more quickly and then relied on the skills of our team, assuming nothing else was different, assuming like we still don't have the familiar and stuff?
I think that like so the pattern, and part of the reason that following the pattern hurt us this time because every other time done best by doing everything all. This time that actually weren't really focused on just okay, we need to just get the piece right, and saying like
it wasn't the goal.
we need to have a broader like different kinds of patterns. This is a crawl where like want to cut the fat, Other crawls are crawls where it's like we want to like get everything.
Yeah, that too. And like then within that, like we got the pattern for like when Milo had the room, he didn't have to really fight it. Or maybe like when there's a room where I shouldn't be charging in. You can't always know that, but I feel like sometimes you can know it.
So what I'm hearing here is that like understanding the objective of the crawl more concretely instead of like the broad strokes to get in, do the thing the fastest, and leave no stone unturned. Like that's something that like would have made the difference for us
I mean,
in this most recent crawl.
yeah, because I don't think any of us fought bad.
Oh,
Like Zephyr was like,
the spider fight was, but that was in the back.
yeah, it was slow. Yeah.
Yeah, you do see some teams just like whip the burning hands in there and like did most of the spider fight.
I
But
specifically
that's
don't
it.
have fire spells.
Yeah.
And this is a great example for that fight in particular, something that I learned about like myself that I'm going to correct going forward. I don't have any way to get in there and like do combat that isn't being like right up in the mix. So I'm gonna work on some range stuff because like Teddy, Ron, you are both like really well equipped to just like take hits. I'm less well equipped. So that's something I'm gonna work on going forward. It's like a
Like-
detail thing.
Like you're gonna shoot a bow or something?
I'm gonna shoot. No, I'm gonna throw a baseball. Actually, my sponsors are hooking me up.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I know that. I just ball would be cool.
Really leans into the whole thing that I've got going on.
Did you like have ones that explode?
Yeah, they do. Won't that be sick?
That'll be pretty cool. I mean, I guess I could start practicing with javelins a little bit too, but I'd rather stay up in the mix. But I mean, you were doing like whatever the hell you were doing that lets you kind of like dance around those spiders was pretty great. Because maybe sometimes that's what we need to is like mobility when we're in the actual fight.
Yeah, that's great. So okay, so like, good discussion. Anything else? Any plays you could have made in that crawl that would have made things go differently?
I might
I
do
think if
some
we just sorry, go ahead.
meditation on my magic abilities. Maybe go visit a shrine or something. Ask for some help, maybe.
Where did you think you were like hesitating?
Just on what I could do was it's less. I don't know. I guess today I was just doing. I didn't have as much available to me as I normally would have liked to have had. I think so. I just need to get better about my resource management. I think.
Okay, resource management.
Learn more
Dr.
about how
Fick-
this meta magic shit works, because I'm just kind of going for it.
What Jack is also like attempting to do here is like coax out specifics. Because that is like a good way to actually just to think through like what our skills are and start to like build up the familiarity with our strengths that like Ron had been talking about. That also starts to play in a fun space of how do you talk about the mechanics of D&D in character?
Yeah, which I think we can offline the bulk of this conversation, and that stuff will happen. I'm sure you can talk about it in your private chat. You can talk about it in a place that I can read it if you like, whatever you prefer. But I do think that you get like some solid ideas for ways to like progress going forward. And I would like to abstract forward a little bit, if that is all right with the four of you. You get on the bus heading back to Kiradale. Are you okay? So these are my questions. One, are you looking for a coach for your next crawl?
Duck would like to gently nudge that, definitely.
Are you looking for any other staff before your next crawl?
Let me ask a question.
Yep.
These are typically like salaried, right? Like we're going to be paying them
Yeah, you
monthly. Fixed
yeah, but
amount.
you can get them on like a non-contract basis. If it's like
They're
yes,
contracting out multiple people.
it would be monthly, but you're not going to be like locked into a X month contract with anyone you're hiring right now.
Sure, that's fine. What is like the typical change that we're like? I think that's a determining factor of if how many.
You could get a once a week coach for as little as like $240 a month, or you could get a full time coach for like as little as $4,500 a month, like, or maybe even a little bit less, like $800 a week. So basically $3,600 a month. That kind of price range for like a beginner kind of coach or a coach that is in bad repute for whatever reason. But it kind of so there's a lot of breadth,
Right.
but depending on how much you want them available. But you can find something reasonably cheap. Also, you get you win for 13th for ease, not for ease, but like it just happened to be easy. You win 1,400 gold. So 2/7 of that goes to Panic in the Puck. So 2/7 of that goes to your contract with Variox. Which so far you're doing very well out of, given the fact that they gave you a bus.
Just divide it by, just put 7 in there. Whoever's in the dock right now.
This doesn't really matter.
And that should do it.
This is
Was it gold or cash?
know
Because
gold.
Paradox does cash.
Cash.
Okay,
oh,
so
okay.
no gold.
No gold, just cash. Which still for you guys is like not terrible for one day of work.
Oh, this okay. I
Yeah.
understand. Splitting factor doesn't actually.
We have to put the
Okay, so definitely a coach. See how the coach goes, maybe other stuff, because the coach might suggest stuff. During the week, you are. It's like 2 weeks till the next crawl, and I'll give you some crawl options for 2 weeks from there. Ron, you are approached to your personal phone by an advertising company that wants to use your voice for like an advertising campaign, and are willing to pay you like $3,000 upfront, and then an extra $1,000 for every month that the ad campaign runs using your voice. It's like it's an animated ad for like a craft beer from like local area.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. They kind of offer it. They do offer it to everybody, but like they go Ron's our first choice. Well, actually, Milo was their first choice, but Milo Ron's their first choice. There's a reason that Milo probably didn't want to do it, but I don't want to do what
Concerned about-
here. Yes. Milo is having madcap antics where he's going to court and Vince Vaughn is his lawyer in the background.
Honor, my
Yeah,
client
so
is being unduly influenced.
yeah. Have you ever had a go to it? And you can't have walked a day in my client's shoes. All right. So what I need is whoever is running the search for the coach to just roll me a D100. And Ron, I need you to roll me a performance check. With advantage because it's for beer. Ready, that is
67 this
so
time.
2/3.
And so what I was gonna say is that ask the Ron's happy to pay
Zeph. Zephyr is also will do that too.
Yeah, Teddy's in on that. Both.
Let's work out how good Ron's at is first, and then we'll do the coach thing. That'll probably close out this. Because you're all gonna be like interviewing the coach. Also, can everybody roll me the
performance.
Yes.
yes, performance with advantage. And can everybody roll me a D6? I mean, it's a regional beer ad, and you're not a voice actor. You do pretty well, like with a 12.
Hmm.
Everybody roll.
Yeah. You actually can roll a D8 instead of a D6.
The ambrosia.
No. I'll let you take the D6. Duck, you rolled 5. Zephyr, you rolled a 1. And Teddy rolled a 6. Okay, and then I'll just roll for Milo. Okay. So you all do note that you're getting a little bit more famous. Actually, Andrew, roll the D8 with advantage. You are doing like a proper ad. I think there's a chance that you do. Okay, so you got 2. You're gonna get another 2 because 6 is worth 4. Nope,
Added that.
wrong one.
Yeah,
your team
I'm
was
the
getting more
most famous. Yes.
You're the most famous right now. And come up with what the tagline is for this local beer. You can name the beer whatever you like. But
Doof.
Not Doof.
Doof. It'll
That's
quench
local
ya.
to a different state. But it's actually just called Kira Ale. And it's got an
Right.
apostrophe in it.
Good joke.
This is a joke we built the campaign around from here. The Kira Ale joke is where we lift momentum from. The ball is rolling uphill.
Don't just drink and ale. Drink a Kira.
Sure, yes.
That's definitely an ad, right?
I mean,
I can't
Ron,
think of it.
Ron
Yeah.
didn't write it.
That's definitely like a
Yeah,
a
Ron
different
didn't write it.
thing.
That's the kind of ad that would
Ah.
hire a D division actual for. So you're looking for a full-time coach, is what it sounded like. Maddie, you get a bunch of responses, but we're going to narrow it down to 3, abstracting through the people that are like, "Oh, you're Division D. I actually thought that you were High Division. Oh, your budget is not 10,000 a month. Sorry, I thought you were a different like thing." So we're gonna narrow it down to 3. Can you roll me a D3?
Wait, who? Okay.
It doesn't really matter which one of you, but Zeph, because she organized it. We find the 5 of you back in your little like workspace room that you rent for these interviews. You remember, those of you that were here before remember like the meeting with Periox, which went well, and the meeting like with other companies that didn't go so well, and things like that. And, you're meeting the final kind of 3 contenders to be your coach. And the first one that comes in is a very like rigid backed, short haired, like shaved sides of the head woman. She's got a septum piercing, and is wearing basically a sleeveless white shirt and just like leather pants. And both of her arms are covered in like tattoos. At first glance, she seems to be human, but you actually can see that there's like some elongation of her fangs, and like a little bit of like tiefling tint to her. Teddy, you notice it more immediately as a resident tiefling. You know, because Teddy's a tiefling, that thing we talk about all the time.
Eddie's just ticking off like the attractive tieflings that they've seen lately. Like,
I completely forgot that that was a thing, actually.
well, it's because they're not super dramatic here.
Yeah.
All tieflings are
Yeah.
just human-esque, really, but have like different different features. And she's like, she walks in and she sits down. She crosses her legs in a very like proper way, and she says, "Hello, Horizon Seekers. I am Mathilde."
Pleasure to meet you, Matilda.
Who is in this interview? Is it all of us or
All of you.
doing the subs?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of the coaches requested all of the players to be at the interview, like, because that makes sense for them.
Yeah.
Duck gives his big duck grin and sticks a hand out for a handshake.
She leans across this like awkwardly large table in the room, and grips your hand. Make a strength check. Athletics. She's not applying like a super high amount of pressure, but you can tell that there's a firmness to her grip that's like, it's not in intention to be intimidating. It's like just the nature of how she shakes hands. And since she's leaning across the table anyway, she will offer her hand to each of you. All of you have this experience where it's like a firm handshake, but not a handshake to like try and exert dominance. And she says, "I understand you're looking for a coach for your team, your young X-Crawl team."
Yes, we are. Kind of doing our own for a little this, initial bit here, but I think we would like to be able to dedicate more time ourselves to just growing as a team, and a coach would definitely help us do that.
Of course, I have been a coach for 3 seasons now. I tend to prioritize hard work and training, and assume that will give you benefits on the in the crawl itself. I have had some success. I took one team from Division D to Division C, and then they chose to go their separate ways once they hit Division D and things were becoming too difficult for them. And now I'm looking for a new challenge, as it were.
When you say like hard work and training, does it mean you're just like, not that it's not important, but are you trying to just make sure that teams show up and train, like, or are you?
There's a difference between training well and training correctly. And I want to ensure that the teams that I coach train well and correctly. You have to train the right things for X-Crawl. There's no point training to be punched in the face when the crawl doesn't call for being punched in the face.
Okay, yeah. Like
So you mentioned that like one of the things that you consider a success is that you got like a D division team to a C division team. Is that sort of like the main metric of success that you're considering, or like what do you think of as success for a team?
As long as the team is improving, that is what I consider to be the metric of success. If you start as a team that struggles in Division D and you end as a team that can survive in Division D, but you cannot progress further than that, then my job as a coach has reached the limits of its attempt to help. And therefore, we should move on so you can find a different coach that can help you better. As long as you are always improving, I believe that that is what a coach should do.
And what are the most important lessons you've learned in like your past 3 seasons of being a coach?
I'm going to roll to see her lesson learning. She says, well, always be ready for the traps, always have each other's back, and always take a wizard.
Well, 2 are excellent. Third one we can't do. I'm the closest we've got to a wizard.
Milo, the arcane trickster, raises his hand. It's like,
here we go. Wizards.
she's like, well, you may not have the wizard skill set, but each of you could have the wizard mindset.
Understand.
He blinks
Could
very
you
slowly.
give an example of what a wizard mindset is?
What separates your young wizard adjacent? She's not that much older than you, but she says, what separates your young wizard adjacent from a wizard? Is it as simple as the way in which the magic is cast? Or is it the breadth of knowledge that a wizard brings, the flexibility that a wizard brings?
I think it's school.
It's the ability for a wizard to prepare from a great range of options for any given crawl. You know you're going into a crawl that is nature-based, you prepare your fire things, you prepare your things like blight. Not that blight is a thing that Division D you should be dealing with, but you prepare for the crawl in front of you. When you're a spellcaster that comes from something innate, it's much more difficult to have the flexibility to prepare.
I do have a little bit of flexibility when I can prepare on a given day. Don't really know why, but sometimes I can change my spells.
She shrugs away that a martial character would shrug at that information. She's like,
Ron, do you have any questions for our interviewee?
Mathilde.
Mathilde. Duck said that, I didn't.
That's good. Would like a typical training day with you?
Well, assuming that you are doing this time,
Yes.
she's like asking. I would want you all to be training individually in the mornings, and each day I would spend the individual with a different person, so we would have a one-on-one training each day, and then in the afternoon we would do team trainings of like scenarios in which you would go through in different crawls. So, for example, maybe on Monday I am meeting with. She points to Teddy and says, "With you, and we would focus on things like different combat situations. where how you deal with fighting a person that is attacking you with a maul, how you deal with fighting somebody that is attacking your companion with two swords. These kind of things that are very relevant for the tank position.
Yeah, because
Um,
like my kind of instinct is just to charge into things, and I feel like that's not always helpful. I don't always know how
Sometimes
to
charging
project back.
forward is useful, but sometimes, particularly if it's more useful if you're against human opponents where they will be playing up your role a little bit. If you're against monsters or things with lesser intelligences, rushing forward can sometimes simply frighten them and then they will avoid you, or it can be something where they're a little bit more middling intelligence. They want to avoid you to get to the weaker prey at the back. Particularly predators will notice that like the prey animals are at the back.
Teddy writes that down. Like, yeah, Teddy has been scribbling already at the start of this, and like immediately, like you see him like the scaffolding of middling intelligence. Gonna go for Zephyr, and kind of nods. Says, well, that's, I mean, yeah, makes
But,
sense.
I would put together training regimes for all of you, both individual and then as teams for like things like that. I
Alright.
should
We
let you
kinda
know
like-
that I have other interviews this week. So as much as you're interviewing me, I'm interviewing you. You all seem to be on board with that it is hard work to do X role. And that is largely what I'm interested in. You seem like an interesting quintet. But I do have other interviews this week.
Well, thank you for your time. We will discuss
Um,
amongst ourselves and let you know.
Before you head out, do you have any questions for us?
She thinks about. I'm gonna roll to see like if she has had time to watch all of your crawls. She says, yes. Do you think you would have been successful at the Joliet jailbreak if it had been, for example, you, and she points at Teddy, and your non-wizard separated instead of Aegis and your non-wizard?
Teddy kind of looks over at Zephyr and says, I'm like a lot less technically capable than Aegis. So I don't know that I could have kept him off you as well.
I think it. I mean, we kind of crushed that line. I feel like that's actually right.
Yeah, but like I charged in, and if I did that and it was just me and Zeph, and I didn't have like, the backup, that would have been like, I mean, that's kind of like why I asked you what I did, because I don't know how to have a wizard mindset. But like I hit things, like there's.
She nods. You can all
Mhm.
roll insight.
This will be good. Yep.
Definitely a
Two.
skill of business acumen, which
Yeah.
is based on intelligence for like certain things. Like, this is
Yeah.
not a business acumen roll, but like
No, this is not. Oh, 5 for round 2.
well, there is a fifth person in the room, I suppose.
Well,
The insight machine of Milo.
Eh.
Yeah, but I'm bad at rolling.
Jeez.
you don't get a good idea of how she feels about her answer.
Yeah.
But she says, "Oh, and as I explained in communications, my fee would be 800 gold per week. $800.
Older. Okay.
She's like
Real
the
money,
top
not
end
fake
of
money.
what you got. Yes, you can't. Well, I do this every time I say gold because we're playing D&D. It's dollars.
Yeah.
But she leaves her card with you. And says,
When,
"It's a pleasure to meet all of you."
When she goes to leave, like Teddy does the thing that Teddy has done on the other interviews, where like opening doors and stuff. And
Mhm.
on her way out is gonna say, kind of low, not like really trying to be super secretive about it, but more in that line of like discretion, not saying it in front of the whole group. So like you said, you'd plan lessons and stuff for us. So how are you when it's like, like a student's like not a good student? Like, I mean, can I like make like flashcards, or is it gonna be the kind of lesson where I can like make flashcards or something? Or are you gonna I don't know, do you talk fast?
She kind of looks at you and goes, "You learned how to dance, right?"
Yeah.
And I can teach you. Don't worry about it.
Teddy grins at her. And says, all right.
She pats you on the shoulder because like you get a sense that she understands that feeling of like not learning the right way. All right, Maddie, roll me a D2. As Matilda exits. Charlie, pick a gender for this coach option.
None.
So I don't have to.
All. Actually, all.
None? All? Great.
All. Yep.
It's always gender fluid. You there's a knock on the door, but it's one of those doors that has like a it's like wood, but it has like a glass in it, like an old school detective one. And you hear a knock on the door, but you don't see anything.
Come in.
Teddy opens the door like before, and is
Uh,
this
Teddy-
time has learned not to do the up and down look. Just immediately looks straight down.
You see a small figure, gnomish kind of height, wearing a hood, and then as they walk in, they pull the hood off, and it's actually a goblin. There's like a nick in their left ear, and their right ear is covered in rings with a bunch of gems on it. They have actually, everybody roll me history.
I'm proficient in history.
Every time I find out I see that I'm proficient in history, I'm a little surprised.
Nat 20
Good
plus
job, Maddie.
25.
Way to
Look
learn
at
something
that.
sad. Way to learn something tragically fucking sad. Ron, you know that goblins were, until maybe 50 years ago, considered to be a monster. But X-Crawl brings monsters in. There's a lot of goblins that like work in X-Crawl. They are just people. They're just people that have a tendency to not be respectful of other people's personal stuff. Teddy, you have a similar feeling. Duck, you know that goblins are not uncommon in the world of X-Roll. They don't tend to live in cities, but they also tend to have very sharp. They have 2 layers of teeth, like sharks, and they're very sharp. But this goblin, their teeth have been filed down to be less sharp, in a way that you don't know why anybody would do that. Maddie, you know absolutely a goblin would never do that to themselves. This is a goblin that at some point was like a captive of someone that did that. The hood comes off. The robe is kind of a little bit open. They're wearing a full-on suit, like the robe like held on by a button. Underneath that, they're wearing like a tan suit and a tie. And they say, Yes, hello. I am. Do any of you speak Goblin?
Sorry, I'm not good with
Um,
languages.
No.
Then you could call me Diara. It's easier than making introductions another way. I, as you know, I'm here because you were looking for a crawl coach. And she
Just
like
as Duck did
she's,
with the first interview,
Mm.
he reaches out a hand as she introduces herself to shake it.
she like climbs up onto the table to reach across and shake it. Make an opposed strength check.
Strength or
Athletics.
athletics?
It does make a huge difference for you, right?
Yeah, it does.
Um, again, it's like a strong grip, but like you can feel that there's like more strength to your grip if you wanted to exert that pressure, which I'm sure you don't. No, Teddy. The she shakes everybody else's hand. And then when she goes back to sit down on the chair, she kind of pulls it forward, takes her cloak off, or their cloak off, and puts it on the back of the chair, and then folds it over and sits on the back of the chair with her feet on the chair, so she's kind of like eye level with all of you. And then he says, "Yeah, so you're looking for a coach. I haven't done much coaching before, but I've worked in crawls as both an actor, and I have been on crawl teams for the last 10 or so years. And I'm going to branch out into obviously the more management side and use my knowledge to help up and coming crawlers like you guys, like the Horizon Seekers. I know a lot of the ins and outs of crawls. I know the way that the crawl teams work. I know the way that the actors work. I have a lot of contacts within X Crawl. I know how to put together training schedules. I know how to work with scouts. All of these kind of things I know how to do. I just haven't had the opportunity to put it into practice before.
Okay, so the question I have then, since you're like, coming from an X-Crawl background more so than a coach background, how does your time as both a player and an actor like inform what you think your coaching style will be, and like what other sort of like leadership experiences have you had, or like working with teams, like have you had that like could be applied here?
She nods and says, "Well, firstly, I was a goblin boss for a long time as an actor, so I would be the leader of goblin rooms, which I'm sure you're all familiar with.
Mhm.
Uh, I was in charge of up to 10 normal goblins. Well, we're all normal goblins, but I was very proactive in making sure that those rooms were entertaining. I know what X-Crawl is about, and the primary thing is about entertainment. Even if you're losing in X-Crawl, even if your room is one that gets beaten to a pulp, you can still have a good career in X-Crawl if you can leverage that into being entertaining and gaining fans. Sorry, Jack's riddle has worn off and forgot the second half of your question.
How do you translate that to coding skills?
And she says, I think for me, in terms of coaching, a coach isn't this overlord that pulls your strings like puppets. A coach is part of your team that helps you succeed. I want to empower whoever is your natural leader, whoever is your predominant tank, whoever is like doing your heavy lifting damage wise to be better in the crawls and in the moments themselves, rather than relying on my way or the highway type leadership.
And then can you speak a little bit more to some of the successes that you've had in the X-Crawl world?
Well, I was part of a goblin room, so we didn't win very often, because that's not our role. Our role is to often be the first room that a crawl team comes into. It lets them get warmed up, but we have to know how to make them look good as well. It's not fun for the audience to just see us get taken down because they want to see something showy. So we have to know how to take a sword strike and make it look much more flashy than it was otherwise. When I was on a crawl team, I was in Division C for a brief period of time, but I felt like I wasn't suited for that level of crawling, so I dropped down to Division D, and I was with the team for a couple of seasons here. But it was, I think the successes that I had was to be part of a team that worked well together.
And then what's a day in the life of like you coaching us typically look like? What would that look like?
Well, I would put together a training schedule for you all to do team training once a day, then individual training regimes that you could deal with at your own leisure. I assume that all of you want to work hard and succeed, but I also assume that you're going to use your free time to do other things. Like I know that some crawlers do charity work. I know that some people do advertising. I know that people have other jobs and lives outside of X-Crawl. So while I will provide individual like training schedule for you all, the impetus is of course on you to actually do them.
Okay. Jeff, Ron, what sort of questions do you have for this person's name, who's Kristen has forgotten?
Diara.
Yara.
Did they already give their pay rate and I missed it?
No,
Oh,
their pay rate
Duck is that is not a Duck question.
In terms of how much you wish to work with us, and therefore, what would your requested or ideal pay be?
550 a week.
All right.
You can all roll insight. Zeph's favorite. Actually, Zeph, you can roll it with intelligence.
Yay.
Or charisma, actually. Should have said you can all roll with charisma, but
So
just tell me the difference with charisma versus with wisdom.
I would have gotten 11 instead of a 9, so I think probably still.
11 plus
Okay, so
4, so I would have gotten 15.
15, and 11. You kind of all get the feeling that she is negotiable on the price, and she just said, like you do, what's your perfect pay? She's like, I'd like to earn $550 a week. But that she could probably be negotiated down. I don't know what other X-Crawl coaches always bring to the table, but I think that I know X-Crawl better than most, from an angle that most people don't ever get to experience as an actor. And because I know a lot of people in the crawl world, I can also do some scouting, which I know that other coaches can't do. I will. You can talk about it during the week for this once we get through the third one.
Yeah.
And because there's I'll tell you mechanically what each of them is about.
Mhm.
Yes, she doesn't really have any questions for you, but she seems to know all of the roles you've done more than Matilda did.
Yeah, they seem
The
like
yeah, they did their research because they probably don't have as many offers. Is the other thing you can probably tell from your roles. The last person is about 5 minutes late, and knocks, and then when Teddy opens the door, is like leaning against the door frame, breathing quite heavily. It's a like older man. He's like in his mid-50s. He's not like particularly like obese or anything, but he is heavier set. And he's breathing heavily, and he like holds up a finger and says, "Just give me a minute." Ugh. And then he like rolls out his shoulders and cracks them, and walks into the room, sits down, and says, so 5 of you, that's a team."
Hello,
Yes.
what's your name?
Yeah, he reaches out and takes your hand and says, "Ruff McAdams." As he shakes your hand.
Gruff McAdams.
Yeah. All of you can make me an X-roll law check.
I will.
Okay, sure. I'll roll for Milo. He sometimes knows these things. X-roll law. Man, I forget that Milo actually has all of the skills in your body.
Yeah, they're the road.
I think if I
Uh,
fail, I can use the sorcery point to re-roll it, but it's okay. It's not a big deal.
sure. You all like see Milo cough a little bit at the name of Ruff McAdams. And then he says, "And you're the Horizon Seekers?"
Yes, sir.
You'd- That's us.
He nods and says, "And you need a coach."
Yes.
Well, I am a coach.
What is your coaching
Okay.
style?
Well, I coach teams to win.
And
Kind
how
of
do
looks at
you?
and says, So sorry, none of you, Gruff Mc, and Milo says, I know who you are." And, he goes, "See, the boy knows." And Milo says, "Yeah, you were like," I'm not going to do my voice. He's like, "Yeah, you were a coach for some pretty big teams, and then you disappeared in infamy because of." And he kind of looks at the 4 of you, and then back and deciding if he's going to say the words. He goes, "Because you coach people to lose for betting." And he's like, "No, that's all. That's firstly distant past, but also very, really simplifying a complicated situation." But yes, you're right. I have coached teams up to and including A division. They have about 15 years of coaching experience. So whatever you're looking for in a coach, I can provide.
Right. Well, when you do coach a team, what is your usual coaching method? I know you said that you can be whatever coach you want, but I'd like to know what's your standard form of coaching?
He nods and says, well, as I said, I like to coach teams to win. And that means doing anything it takes to win. It means doing things that are unusual for you. It means doing things that are sometimes the opposite of what the audience expect. But it means doing the hard thing to get the win. It means scouting crossively. It means picking up sponsorships that maybe are not in your best interest financially, but fill in the deficiencies you have as a team.
Do you have any other like metrics or understanding of success?
Other than winning a victory.
Yeah.
Let me just do a little blind roll here. He's like, sure, I think everybody simply for participating is a success. Anyone that makes it to a crawl at all should be celebrated like the perfect little child they are.
Duck, like, side eyes Zeph and Ron, or whoever's in the room, and like,
Yeah.
I don't like this guy, but I'm not gonna say anything.
No. It's just like, why would we hire you if like you're known that participated?
Gruff says, well, I'm particularly cheap. I've got more experience than anybody you're going to get at this level. And I believe in people getting second chances. But if those reasons aren't enough, I can't make you hire me.
What would be your requested rate, weekly rate?
He says, I can work 4 days a week for $150 a week.
150 a week. Yes, is that what you said, Jack?
Yes. It's not really about the money for me.
Well, what is it about for you?
Winning.
It's like a redemption. Is that what you're or going to win?
Make a persuasion check.
I'm basically like I think what is evident on my face is that like if you don't give me like or
The real answer.
we're not gonna hire you. That like he just has to give me like something that like it makes sense, I guess.
Something more tangible.
20%.
He says, well, as your young teammate here said, quite a great many years ago, I was accused of match fixing crawls. And I don't care so much about redemption. I care that people remember that I could win. I don't care that my legacy's tainted with whatever happened in the past. But I want to prove that I can still take teams to victory. But if you're looking for a coach to be a friend and to be all buddy with you, then I'm not that.
Thank you for your candor.
Appreciate your honesty. Does anybody have any questions left here? Or do you want to ask us
I
the
actually
questions?
got mine already ticked off, so I'm good.
Great. Duck has stricken every single last question he was planning. No, Kristen has stricken every single last question Duck was planning on asking.
But why did you take this here?
He thinks about it for a bit and goes, because I could see how I could have helped you win, or at least succeed better in the Panic at the Park. I can see the bones of a team. It just needs the muscle and the nous for it. Not every D division team has the bones.
Right. Well,
Any questions
Yeah.
for us now?
He like scratches his face and like looks over the five of you and says, "No, I don't think so. I was going to ask you some questions about the Panic at the Park, but I'll save those questions for if you hire me."
all right. Very well. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming in today. We'll be in touch.
Sure. He gives you like a little mock salute and
Okay.
stands up. He's like gets out of breath from standing up and heads to the door.
Like,
And will nod at Teddy when Teddy opens it for him and step out.
Okay. Well,
Sure, little baby mouth. But that's the end of your interviews for the coaching position.
Yeah. I'll put our notes into our chat about it so we can all decide together later once we have everybody again.
And that will be where we end this session. We will be back next week, I think. I don't think Charlie's here, and I don't know about Chris, so we'll see what happens. But we might do something otherwise. I mean, for the players, we will do something, but we might do something on stream otherwise. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you all for playing. Shut up, Elfie.
Yay.
Bye.
Don't tell your cat to shut up.
Well, she shouldn't be